everyone, this is Nicole and I'm here today with a project for Queen & Company. Today I will be filling in a die cut title using some of the Queen & Company glitter washi. You can see here I have several different types that I'm to choose from. There are some skinnier ones that are more of solar color. There are a couple that are different kind of patterned of glitter washi. There's some that are polka dots and stripes, so some have really great textures like this one here. Really, you have a lot to choose from, and they come in several different colors, so you can switch up what you want to use. So the first one I used the silver. It's almost like a mottled kind of effect, and I've just layered that behind the back side of the outline of the die cut with some adhesive. And now I'm filling in the letter H, which with the leftover piece from the die cut machine, and I've just added little thin strips, as you can see, of the pink glitter washi over top of the letter H, and I've kind of layered the washi tape over top of each other so that it kind of sticks the next layer down, and then I'm going to add the outline shape to that letter just over top. And it's super easy. You can see it goes pretty quickly, although this is sped up a little bit. The process is quite simple. This one here is a bit of I want to call it a linen kind of texture. So I'm sticking down the good side of the shiny side of the tape on the back side of the die cut, as you can see. And although it's glittery, so it kind of is, the top isn't as sticky as the back, for obvious reasons. So you might have to add a little bit of extra adhesive, and sometimes you have to push it down just a little bit to get it to stick to some of the tape runner that you need to use. And then it's really easy just to trim off, as you can see, any excess. Because it's tacky and not super sticky, it's really easy to trim off. And I'm even going to use a craft knife here just to trim out the inside letter of that letter S, just to kind of get that little extra bit out, and it does it quite nicely. So I'm going to fill in the other couple letters here for my title. I'm going to use some of the different tapes, and I'm just varying up which of the patterns I want to use. So I've decided that the easiest way to get this down for the title is just to stick it onto the empty piece from the cutting mat. So I'm just going to use the pink stripe now and line up the stripes kind of as I go, and then just rub it in place a little bit slightly to get it to stick a little bit better. And then add my outline design right to the top, and then just trim any of the excess off. You get quite a bit of washi tape on the roll, so don't worry about wasting any, because you have quite a bit. A little bit goes a long way, as you can see. I barely used anything, and it fills in the letter quite nicely. I'm going to do the same thing here with the letter E, and I'm going to go back again and use gold this time with the skinny. This is more of a glittery washi, more of like a sparkly one versus the kind of the metal or the mottled look. And just adding thin strips up and down all the way across the letter, and I'm rubbing it in place to kind of get it, just all those layers to stick together nicely. And then I'm just going to trim off the excess and add the outline to the front of the letter. And so you can see that, changing up the colors or the pattern that you use would obviously make things look quite different each time. So if you have kind of a favorite word in your digital die cut library that you like to fill in, you could do that. You could also fill in other kind of designs as well with the glitter washi tape, or any of the washi tapes, for example, and you'd have a really customize pretty much anything, any sort of die cut. So now I'm just going to finish off my project. I really want that title to be kind of in the middle of the page because it's so bright and colorful with the glitter. I want that to kind of be in the middle. And I'm just going to, I had put some foam adhesive on the back of my photos in ahead of time and realized that I wanted to add a thin mat around them first, and then I'll add that foam afterwards. And now I'm just kind of trying to figure out where the best place to lay that title is, whether it's going to be the top, the bottom, or the middle. And I kind of decide here again that the pink's going to go on the bottom, the yellow will go along the top, and then I'll put that shiny, sparkly word there in the middle. And then I'm going to just slightly embellish. Because the title is pretty big, I'm not going to add a whole lot of extra stuff. I cut out some of these pieces of pattern paper, and then as you can see, I decided that wasn't going to be for me. And so I went ahead and I fussy cut a lot of florals from one pattern paper. You can see there on the top right. I have a whole bunch of different little flower bits that I'm going to use. And I really want to keep the embellishments kind of to a minimum because the title is pretty large and shiny. So I don't want to distract from too much because that's already kind of a big element on the page. So I'm just going to add these fussy cut flowers. I'm going to tuck them in and around, and then some of the smaller ones I'm just using some foam adhesive to stick those down. And I'm just kind of scattering them throughout that right-hand side of the page around my photo and around my title. Then it's time to do some of the fun stuff, which adds some of the embellishments. So I have these really fun, these are one of my favorites from Queen & Company, and that is the pom-pom flowers. I'm using the pink and the yellow, and they're like a layered flower. You can see there's several, in the close-up you'll be able to see better, several layers of the same kind of thin kind of fabric flower. So really fun. I'm going to add a couple of those, obviously in the pink and yellow areas of the layout, as you can see. And I'm going to add more of the pinwheels and I think a few more of the other little sparkly embellishments. I'm going to really stick to the pink and yellow, like I said, and in the middle section I'm going to use more of a neutral kind of color. So there's a light kind of pink color, and then I kind of go a little crazy and I pull out all the little pretty flowery embellishments that I can find. And there's so many choices of color in each of them, so it's kind of hard to choose between them. So I end up sticking with these kind of like a resin flower that are pink, and then they have bling in the center, so you kind of get that sparkle and then the flatness of the resin from on the flower. I'm just going to add a little bit more of a title to my page here using some black stickers, letter stickers, and kind of fool around with where I want to place that, and then kind of finally settle off here. Kind of draws the black in from the fussy cut flowers, and then I'm just going to pop some of the foam in behind the flowers and the leaves, and finally stick down those pom-pom flowers with just a little bit of a glue dot, and they're really pretty with all those layers. I really love how those kind of look together. So that is pretty much how everything came together for this one. You can really see how pretty the little embellishments in the different color families look on the page. I especially love how that title came out. I really like the different patterns and textures of the washi tape. Looks really fun behind the title letters there, and you can definitely change this up a million ways and it'll look totally different. And just a fun, easy, quick project, and that I hope you liked. Thanks so much for stopping by. I will see you again soon.